Hey friends, it's Ashley and today I'm here with a new video for the Cocoa Daisy design team, and I am going to be working with the January Nordic Skies kits. And I am doing a layout in my planner. This is my monthly spread for planning ahead for the month, and I'm going to be doing this year in the Daisy planner. Last year I used the Hemlock and Oak undated weekly planner, but I'm using the Daisy planner this year for my memory planning. And since it has the monthly pages in it, I wanted to just go ahead and kind of combine all that together. So the first thing I usually always do on my monthly spread is start with my dates, because I want to have those in place, make sure I've got them lined up correctly with the right days, starting with the right number. So I love to use the memory keeping sticker kit for this. It always has this kind of little row of circle numbers that are perfect for your planner. If you're using like a regular Heidi Swap memory planner, you can also use these there. I just really like it. You could also stamp the dates, but this makes it quick and easy. Another thing that I usually like to do is change my days of the week. You can see that the Daisy Planner sheet already has the days there, but they're kind of a gradiated gray color, and I wanted to add some color to that. So this is one of the things that I usually like to use my journaling cards for. Um, Sometimes in the kit there is a kind of rainbow color that kind of picks up all the colors that are in the kit for that month. They didn't have one like what I'm describing in the Nordic Skies, so I decided to use these two cards. One is just kind of a pink kind of journaling like notebook kind of design, and then the other one you saw was kind of a blue background with a quote, and I cut that so I could cut my strips but also leave the quote in case I wanted to use that for anything else later. So I just alternated those colors, and then I'm going to go back with this stamp set, which was from the Cocoa Daisy Minimalist Collection, which it is not available anymore. I checked the shop, and I have not seen it in there for a while, so I am assuming that that one got sold out. But I'm just using black ink to go back in and re-stamp those days of the week. And then once I have those two things finished, then I usually go in and kind of write down some of my planning for the month. I usually start with like what my design team assignments will be, so I can get those added in for the dates that they're due or that I'm posting them. And I just like a regular pen. I can't remember the number of this one, but it has kind of a thicker point, and I like that better than the thin kind of scratchy pen. This one's a little bit thicker, and it's just black ink. So I get those penciled in. And then if there's something kind of big, like a birthday or some kind of event happening for the month, I usually like to find a different way to kind of highlight it. So these alpha stickers are also in the memory keeping sticker kit. And there's two birthdays in January. Mine, of course. My birthday is what I'm putting there on the 6th. And then our oldest daughter, she also has hers on the 30th. So I'm going to use the lowercase alphas from this sticker sheet, just to add the words my birthday, my B-day actually, abbreviation. And then I'm going to also add B-Day with these for her, and I'm off screen and on some vellum sticker paper, I'm going to actually type her name in. Since her name is Madison, it's a little longer. So I wanted to be able to type it to fit into that square. And these letters do have kind of some of the inside pieces. So I just use my tweezers to kind of punch those out as I am putting them on the page. And I used that card there, the journaling card, to kind of grab some colors of Distress Oxide inks. Just some of the colors that would coordinate with the collection or the kits. And I got, let's see, I think I got Wild Honey, possibly, is that first one? Let's see, yes, Wild Honey, Tattered Rose, Faded Jeans, and then I think the other one is Iced Spruced. And I'm going to use those just to bring in some color on the spread. And I typed the numbers of our ages for our birthday here. And I'm just going to go ahead and stamp those in. And I can't ever stamp my numbers straight. They're always a little crooked. So 17 was a little crooked, but I'm good with it. It makes it look distressed or offset. So I'm going to grab those letter stickers one more time, and the kids have a church weekend coming up at the end of the month in January, so I'm going to put Uprise there for that. And these little EK Success tweezers that I have are kind of like my best BFF for scrapbooking. I love these things for putting on little stickers or alphas, enamel dots, and they are great for all of those things. And I will link those in the scrapbook.com store. Last time I checked, the quantity was kind of low, but if they are available, I will link those in the bottom, so make sure you check that out. And I'm going to grab another journaling card. This one's just decorative, and I'm cutting these down to fit in the spaces that I want them to go. So the Hello January, I just wanted to have that there at the bottom to kind of create a little cluster in that white space that I have in those boxes. And then I initially cut this little, I think he's called an ox, maybe? I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I'm not sure what Christine calls it. I call it a penguin. She calls it something else. But I initially cut it a little wider because I didn't want to cut his scarf off, but I didn't like that it overlapped outside of that column. That's just personal preference. I wanted it to fit right inside the column. So I did trim him down a little bit more, and I'm just going to add him there to kind of have another cluster. Eventually I'm going to have three kind of big clusters, one at the top left, that one there at the top right, and then the one at the bottom left. So I'm kind of working on that right now. You can see that I grabbed some of the vellum stars that have the gold edges, and I'm going to put those in kind of that visual triangle here around the page. And I just used my tiny attacher to attach those since they are vellum. I didn't want any of the adhesive to show through, so the tiny attacher is a great way to put those on there. And I just used that January sticker on the tab. I will show you at the end of the video what I did for my front cover for the month on the back side of that page. I'll flip it over and show that to you in just a bit. And now I'm adding some more stamping. Since the 1st is New Year's Day, I wanted to kind of highlight that with some stamping and creating that cluster there. So I grabbed both stamp sets. The top stamp set is from the Modern Memory Keeping Kit, and the bottom stamp set is from the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. I get those two plus the Memory Keeping sticker kit that I use each month. And so I added some stars down there to the bottom where it says Hello January. But as I'm working on this, I notice eventually that I smudge them. So you will see in a minute, I do go back and cover that up. I am bad about not waiting for my ink to dry, and I accidentally must have drug my hand through it and saw that all of my stars were smeared. So I just came up with a quick cover for that. I did use one of those half circles at the top that say this month, and I wanted to go back and add a snowflake to that center part, so I just used some washi tape to mask that off and then stamp half of the snowflake there at the top. Now I'm using some of the ephemera pieces from the kits, and these ephemera pieces are actually stickers, so they do have a backing on them, and you can peel the backing off and put those directly on to your page. Sometimes if I'm adding pop dots behind these, then I won't even worry about taking off the sticker backing. I'll just add the pop dots and put it on my project, whatever I'm working on. But this time, since all of these were going to be flat on the page, I did take the backs off. And here you can see I am covering up that spot there where I stamped the stars and smudged them. I just used that little banner piece, and I will add something else there later. And I also really love this washi tape. I think this one is in the Traveler's Notebook Kit. It is kind of like a birch bark pattern, and birch trees are one of my favorites. And of course, since I live in the South, we don't have any of those. So I really wanted to add that there, just along that left-hand side, just a strip of it, and it fit perfectly right there against the edge of where it starts and the edge of where that page ended. So now I'm going to add another of my favorite products. This is the rub-on sheet, and I have probably not used rub-ons in like forever and ever until I joined Cocoa Daisy. And there are usually sheets in both of the Modern Memory Keeping Kit and the Traveler's Notebook Kit and I love to use these every month. They're just so pretty. They rub on so well. You can layer them, which is what I'm doing right here. I put one down as kind of just a background, like kind of ink splatter, and then did the words right over the top of it. And then I'm kind of just looking for other places that I can add some more of the rub-ons. They're great for like your planner pages because they don't add any bulk or anything like that. They're flat, so you can just use as many of them as you like. So I am going to grab this other pack here. Like I said, I have 2 sheets because I have some in each kit. And I wanted those little black stars to add over here just to this little cluster. And so once I get those in place, I'm going to get the kind of chipboard sticker stars. And I'm going to add a few of these just around the page in some of those clusters. And you can see how I did those 3 kind of main big clusters, the one at the top left, the one at the top right, and then the one at the bottom right. And it just kind of flows around my page. And I will have other things that, as the month goes on, that I'll go in and fill in on this. This is just kind of my initial, like I said, assignments and some appointments and things that I already know that are happening for the month of January. And now I'm going to go back and add some stickers. I always like the little word phrase stickers that are part of these sheets. So I'm just kind of looking for a few of those that I can go around and add to the page. And you can see that I'm using my tweezers again for that because they're perfect for anything like that. Getting those tiny little pieces on your pages. So I had 3 of those that I wanted to get on there. And then a couple of these little stars just to bring in a couple of spots of color again. And that will finish up my project for today. You can see that cover here. And I will link up the products that I used in the description box. So make sure you check those out if you're interested in any of the products I used today. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a thumbs up. And if this is your first time to visit my channel, I would love for you to become a new subscriber. Thanks so much for watching today, and I will see you next time.